Moore,
Here.
O'Kane, Shaner,
Here.
Scott,
Here.
Water.
Here.
Please stand for a moment of silent prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll go right to the consent agenda today, which is items 2 through 7B. That's the consent agenda. You can consider all items to pass unanimously unless a separate roll call vote's asked for. If you want to speak on any of those items, please come up as I read it. If you want to speak on an item not on the agenda, please come up under citizen concerns. And all speakers must remember to state their name for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes. I'll move the consent agenda.
Second.
2 is a reading of the November 10th City Council minutes. 3 are actions relating to boards, commissions, and committees. A is a motion appointing Sandra Bass to the Human Rights Commission to complete the balance of a 3-year term expiring in June 30th, 2028. B is a motion accepting the Library Board of Trustees annual report. And C is a motion accepting the Museum Board of Trustees annual report. Mr. Hanson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Normally I have the good sense not to get up on an annual report, but a couple of things I want to say. As you know, we had the representative from Kosovo at the museum, and you and the Mayor Pro Tem were there, and we were talking about the museum, took them on a little tour and just told them about how we had we're a public facility and also with the library and the art center, how fortunate the city was. And I showed him the timeline, our annual report, and he was impressed with that. But I was reinforcing him. I just wanted to thank the council. The annual report is a reflection of the support of many people, including the city council. And with the council members, 3 of you leaving now, I just wanted to thank you publicly for all the support you've given the museum through the years. We've had a good council, Councilwoman Shaner and Mayor Scott. So just thank you for that. The gentleman was very impressed with what he saw in Sioux City, and he just was having a hard time figuring out about a public museum, public library, and the public art center. So it speaks well of our city, and once again speaks well of the support you've given us through the years. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. 4 actions relating to agreements and contracts. A is a resolution approving the intergovernmental transfer of public funds and approving an intergovernmental transfer of public funds agreement for the fiscal year 26-27. B is a resolution granting a permit to Metro FiberNet to maintain underground fiber in the 4th Street corridor. C is a resolution granting a permit to Metro FiberNet to maintain underground fiber in the 7th Street corridor. D is a resolution approving amendment number 1 to the service provider agreement with Metro Electric in connection with the purchase and installation of a 2-car EV charging station at MLK Transportation Center parking ramp. 5 are actions authorizing payments. A is a resolution approving the work and authorizing payment of A&F Construction for the Transit Maintenance Garage Parking Lot Improvement Project. B is a resolution authorizing payment to Steve Harris Construction based upon the completion of the IDOT audit of the Dodge Avenue Reconstruction Project. Go ahead.
I'm here to speak on 5C.
Okay.
William Burroughs.
I got to read
Hold on.
it. I got to read it.
He's got to read
Oh, I'm
it.
sorry.
C is a resolution approving a $60,000 contribution to the Siouxland Initiative. Just 1 second now, and you want to offer an amendment.
For a motion to defer.
Motion to defer.
Yeah, I'd like to move we defer this item until next week, November 24th.
I'll second that.
Is there
Now go ahead.
May I speak on it anyway?
the representative?
William Burroughs. Bylaws say you have to spell your name. Is that correct?
Go ahead.
No? Okay. All right. I'm a little nervous, so.
You got this.
All right. So I'm going to make the sign of the cross because it used to help me make free throws. No, it doesn't. I was a terrible shot. Council, I will be counting on each of you to vote no On today's consent agenda, item 5C, resolution approving a $60,000 contribution to the Siouxland Initiative for FY 2026. First of all, be it lost funds or a tariff, a tax is a tax no matter how you try to sugarcoat it. Or as we say here in this swine republic of Iowa, you could put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. It is not the responsibility of the tax-paying citizens of Sioux City to fund an organization that is already flush with cash. Furthermore, it is not the taxpayers' fault that this nonprofit apparently can't control their expenses. If they need more money, they should increase their membership dues and not burden the taxpayers with their shortfalls. Number two, according to the IRS 990, the amount of this organization pays its leadership and salary and benefits is at least 5 times what the average salaried person is paid in Sioux City. It is also interesting to note that the second in command of this organization is a woman, but she only gets paid half of what the first in command makes. Do you really want to fund an organization that pays women less than men for the very similar work? Number three, this organization did not endorse 2 of their own members for city council. One is a chair and one is a chair of one of their committees, and one member is a member of their board who happens to be a person of color. DEI notwithstanding, if these gentlemen are good enough to serve with this organization, should they be worthy enough to merit an endorsement from them for city council? With this lack of transparency and the apparent lack of loyalty to their own, can this nonprofit be trusted to spend $60K of taxpayer money without a detailed explanation of what the money will be used for? Number 4, finally, this organization has been stonewalling their participation in improving the renovation of Sioux City's wastewater treatment plant because the industrial users of the plant, who are also members of this same organization, don't want to pay their fair share of the cost in the future when they have been getting their water treated in the past for next to nothing. I weigh close to 300 pounds, about as much as the average porky for slaughter. I know how much waste I can generate in a day. So if hog kills are 10,000 head a day or more, and the stock trailers that transport them need washing, that puts tons more waste that stress our already overburdened system to the max. Besides, it's way past time for these boys to buck up and fulfill their civic responsibility to equitably pay for clean water and stop begging for 60 G's carte blanche. Because the city has done so in the past is no reason for doing so now. Even the self-proclaimed cost cutter and councilman in waiting, Rick Bostrand, may see this request as an unnecessary boondoggle. Therefore, on behalf of the average Joe, I say no and ask for a roll call vote. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, the item will be deferred. We'll go to D, which is we'll vote on that. Yeah,
And Alex was asking me, my primary reason is I haven't reviewed the budget yet.
I didn't see a budget included, was there?
Well,
He'll get it for us.
yeah, we'll get that.
Okay.
We
Great.
talked about that several months ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I would
That-
love to see a budget.
Okay. On the deferral, Shaner?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Waters?
Aye.
Moore?
Aye.
D is a resolution approving the repair estimate partial settlement of a tort claim and authorizing payment. E is a resolution approving a partial settlement of a tort claim and authorizing payment. 6 are actions relating to property. A is a resolution proposing to lease property I'm on Communications for the right to maintain fiber optic cables in exchange for the city's use of the fiber. B is a resolution inviting proposals for the lease of land in the combined central Sioux City CBD urban renewal area, announcing the intent to participate in the proposal of the Urbane 1220 and scheduling a hearing. The property is a portion of the parking lot at 1200 4th Street. C is a resolution inviting proposals for the lease of land for farming purposes in the Donner Park Urban Renewal Area, announcing the intent to accept the proposal of Todd Godferson and scheduling a hearing for the property located west of 2271 Allison Avenue. 7 are boards and commission and committee minutes. Review the list, come forward if you have questions. That concludes the consent agenda. Passes 4-0. 8's a hearing and resolution approving plans and specs for the rehabilitation of the old Bacon Creek sanitary sewer. I'll move that.
Second.
Public hearing's now open. Anyone to be heard? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Passes 4-0. Recommendations of P and Z. 9 is an ordinance rezoning 3700 Jefferson Street. The petitioners Dolph Ivner. P and Z recommends denial. I'll move second reading, or do we even need to if they're,
You can move for deletion.
Mr. Ivner, you're asking us to delete. You want to come forward and tell us that for the record, please?
Do you want to move for deletion?
Hi, my name's Dolph Ivner. I live at 3400 Talbot Road. I'm asking to have it removed, and I'd like to thank you guys. We've been working on a project trying to get something together, and I think we can make the whole neighborhood happy and have everything move forward. I do
All right,
appreciate
I'll move we
that.
delete.
Second.
Thanks, Dolph.
Thank you.
Call the roll on that.
Second.
Thank you.
Second.
Scott,
Aye.
Waters,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Shaner.
That concludes the agenda. Are there any citizen concerns? If so, please come to the microphone and state your name, please.
Paul Koskovich. Bob called me this afternoon at lunch, and we chatted about our tax abatement. And then I met with Dan here this afternoon. Although I didn't still see eye to eye with Bob, I think I made some progress with Dan. And so I'm asking that some of you that voted no or weren't in support of 100% for Ben and I's project, I'd like you to meet with Dan, and hopefully he can provide some perspective of kind of where I'm at, because I felt like after our conversation that he better understood the reasoning, and I'm hopeful that with some more conversations between your team that you guys can understand where we're at. So that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else be heard? Julie?
Oh, goodness. I don't believe I have any citizen concerns. I'm just very happy that we'll be moving forward on the Leeds property. There'll be more to come on that. It was great to move along. I think everybody's going to be very happy. I think we're going to get some colder weather, so everybody get ready for it. Check your furnaces and those kinds of things. It's on its way. And otherwise, that's all I have.
Alex?
No, I don't believe I have anything. I would echo Julie's comments. I know the council as well as city staff and Dolph, the property owner, have worked pretty diligently to try to put something together, and we'll make sure that we can do the best we can by the citizens and see what we can make happen. So that's all I have.
Mr. Moore?
They're scheduled a parade a week from tonight, November 24th, downtown.
That's when the full light at the Miracle on 41st Street will happen, too.
That's exactly right. That's all I have, Mayor.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Waters,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Shaner,
Aye.
Scott.